Hello there, my name is Jacob Schulte and I would like to thank you ahead of time for the opportunity to make this video and introduce myself to you. I'm very excited for this opportunity and I look forward to speaking with you in person soon. I am a 23-year-old recent college graduate from Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, which is a 4-year school about 6 hours south of Chicago. There, I received a Bachelor's of the Arts in English, and afterwards did 150 hours of classroom work and 30 hours of training in order to receive a TEFL degree from the TEFL Institute of Chicago. I have always been fascinated by foreign cultures and particularly Asia. I've always had a strong admiration for Asia's aesthetics and artwork and culture and film. And I found the philosophy very interesting. And in college I had a great number of Asian friends. Some from China, some from Japan, some from Taiwan, some from Burma, and one from India. And I've always greatly enjoyed talking to them and learning about their perspectives, and really talking and meeting people and learning about other cultures. I've always found to be a very stimulating and invigorating experience that has made me every time I talk to my friend Ren, who comes from Shanghai. It's and I learned something about his perspective on really anything. I think it makes me a better person and makes my life more interesting, and I really want to travel. And as for teaching, well, again, 30 hours of my TEFL training I spent teaching adults, Mexican migrant workers, in a community center in Cobden, Illinois, and teaching as an assistant teacher in an ESL classroom at a preschool in a Cobden, Illinois migrant camp. And the students in the community center were adults. The students in the migrant camp Head Start program were preschoolers. And I found that I really enjoyed that experience, particularly working with smaller children and adult and teenagers and adults. I love to do it. And I've never really considered doing anything other than teaching. It's what I see myself doing, and especially if I can teach and at the same time have an opportunity to live somewhere else and be part of another culture and get to know people who are different from me. To me, that's an extraordinary opportunity. Um, I do know a good amount about classroom management and dealing with difficult children. At Southern Illinois, even though my degree was English, I took a large number of education courses, which taught me, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Gardner's multiple intelligences, as well as basic practical things like classroom management. And like add to that my teaching experience. I found particular styles of classroom arrangement I like. I particularly like to put students in groups, especially in ESL, so that way they'll have more opportunities to converse with each other. I like almost like a sickle moon shape, so that all the students can be facing me as one. I don't really like any student to feel that they're farther away from the teacher or that they're not a part of the group. And I also like a more circular arrangement, so that the students can see each other directly and feel like they're, like the round table, they're all part of the same thing. But again, that can be difficult to do sometimes. So most of my strategies involve putting them in groups and having them work together. Um, I am experienced working with students in groups of classes of 20 to 25. Particularly at the migrant camp preschool, there are not only anywhere between 15 and 30 students, depending on the day and working conditions for their parents. But it was also extremely chaotic. So that has given me opportunities to also learn, how to manage difficult children. And with younger students, I generally find that, kind but firm redirection mostly does the trick. And in one case, I had to deal with a particularly difficult student who just, I think we made some progress towards the end of the semester, but it was an extremely hard thing to do. And so I gained a lot of experience in, if I can't get him to behave, at least making sure that he doesn't throw a wrench into the general workings of the classroom as a whole, and that he doesn't, unduly bother the other students, because, if we let him, he'd go stomping around, throwing dolls around, kicking blocks over. And with older students, going from, 12 to adults, I think, if you have a student who's either just not getting the material or is resistant or even outright misbehaving, I've always felt older students respond well when you validate them, especially teenagers or just becoming teenagers, preteens. They want to know that their opinions matter, that the emotions they feel are valid and respected by everyone else. And I've found that if you're willing to show them that yes, you do care about them and you are willing to go halfway for them, then most of the time they'll respond by going halfway to you. And, again, those experiences are things that I think would serve me very, very well teaching English in any Asian country, especially, because Asian cultures are a lot more collected and calm, and even if, the students can get crazy, they're still calmer than preschoolers in America, who that classroom was basically controlled chaos. So that was good experience. That was good, disaster management in a lot of ways. And again, it was a very rewarding experience to me, to see them when they could learn, when they you see something click, when they get something, or particularly if you have the students practicing a discussion and they get an idea and they share it with everyone else, and you can tell that they're not just learning the fact like, okay, now I know how to say that, but they actually get it and can put it in their own terms and could probably even teach it to someone else. It's a very strong experience for me. And again, I love, Asian cultures and learning about Asian cultures, and I want to travel, and I love that experience of teaching. So this opportunity is really exciting for me. It's something I really want to do, and I'm looking forward a great deal to hearing back from you. And I hope I talk to you soon, and that this has given you an idea of what I'm like. So thank you for your time. Okay.